What's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and first of all, Merry Christmas to all of you. And this video is about Christmas only, so we are gonna make this widget of Christmas tree. And first of all, before proceeding, this is the shout out to Jeremiah Jacob from Nigeria. He actually did it, and actually I was doing the same thing, but I thought that he could do it easily, so that's why I thought about making the video on this. And guys, in this video what we are going to do is basically we are gonna generate the same thing. And if you want to connect to Jeremiah, his link in the description, you can contact him on Twitter, and the source code also is in description. So let's see how it works. So this is the Christmas tree which we will be making. As you can see, this is a collection of lights here, and also because I in my original concept I included an audio, so that's why I included an audio here as well. So if I do a hot restart, it will play an audio of jingle bells. So let's see.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Oh, the fields we go, laughing.
So there is a stop button as well, by which you can just stop the music, and that's what we are gonna learn. And now I'll go back to my master channel where we have a very like nothing here. Actually it is just a material app. Then we have this my tree widget which is blank as of now. So first of all, we will just remove this banner, and I'll just make it false so you cannot see the banner anymore. And guys, before proceeding, let me just show you my pubspec.yml. so first of all, make sure that you are using the Dart version greater than 2.7.0. why I'm doing that? Because I want to use control flow statements in between the widgets, so that's why I'm using it. Then I am using audio players library or plugin so that I can play audio here, and then I'm including the assets here so that I can I can get access to those assets. In the assets I have a jingle.mp3 file, so that's the thing. And now coming back to main.dart. So guys, we are gonna focus on 4 things here. One will be our list view. We all know about list views. Then we will focus on synchronous generators, by which we will generate the numbers, okay, like how we want to draw our those lights, right? And the third will be our TweenAnimationBuilder, which we will use to blink the lights. And the fourth will be so the tween is there. And the fourth, I guess fourth is nothing but just a color tween, that how we will do the color tween. Okay, so these are all the things which we will be needing in this particular video, and let's start without wasting any time. So first of all guys, I'm just gonna remove this scaffold. Let's make it material because we don't need actually the scaffold, and it also takes a color. So I'm just gonna say colors.black. okay, and now we are again all done, although it was black only. Then we are gonna take a container. So this container will have all those things like all those widgets as well as that button. So first of all, we are gonna decide a constraint, which means the maximum width, you can say. So max width it can take is let's say 700. You don't have to do it, like if you want you can just remove it. Then we are gonna give some padding by default. So I'm gonna give some horizontal padding. So for that we need to make it a symmetric one. So I'm gonna give a vertical padding of 40 and then horizontal padding of 8. And guys, then we will have first of all a list view. Inside this list view we will have all the children. So first one is we need a star on the top. So I also have the screenshot of that particular thing. So here is the screenshot. Let me just show. Okay, I just closed it again. Okay, wait, I'll just open it so that we can see it later. Okay, what's happening? Okay, now it's done. So as you can see, we have star as well on the top, and then we have these containers, small containers with different lights, right? So we are gonna use that as well. So guys, before proceeding, let me just go here and let me just draw the star. So center child icon, and we need a star icon, and then we can also give it a color of white, and it should be good. Yes, it's looking good guys. So we have the star icon now, and then we will have some space after this, so we will use a sized box. Okay, and then we will have a height of, let's say, 8, and we have to remove it and move it below center. Okay, now we have some height as well. Now we want to print all those all those containers. So if you will see this particular thing, we need to print these containers, all of them. And after that, what we will do, we will have a normal text box saying in the child text happy holidays. Okay, this looks good, nice concept. So this is what we will have, a happy holidays. As you can see right now, it's not showing anywhere. I don't know why. It should show. Let's do a hot restart once. Okay, maybe because we haven't given it a color. So what we can do, we can go here and we can just say in the theme data, we can say that, okay, text theme for I want the text theme should be like, I want to give the body one to be something like textile, color should be white, so that we can see it everywhere. Okay, so you can see the happy holidays now. So now we are done with this part. Now we need the lights, so we can say something like light here, and that will be our container which we will use to display the lights. Oh my god, what's happening? Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna generate some light. So I'm gonna say for loop, okay, and final x in, let's say I want to generate 100 lights in what we can say, let's say in offset. So we will have some offsets. So here I can just say final offsets, and let's make it 100 as of now. Okay, and then okay, iterable, so it should be iterable. Okay, got it. So what I can say, let's say list dot generate 100, and I can just say I is to I. Okay, and now for this particular offset, you can see oh, it generated this particular widget which I don't want. I want to generate a light widget. Okay, I don't have a light widget yet, but we will make that. So here we can just do a stateful widget and we can generate a light widget. Okay, so what will happen in the light widget, we will have some random containers. Okay, so here I can just say I want a sized box which have a height, let's say 10, and then in the child part of it I want to have let's say a container which will have a color. So color is equal to white. So if so you can see what we are getting right now. We are getting some kind of a container which is generating like 100 times. So like this offset has 100 items, 100 count, so this is trying to generate it 100 times. This is very weird because the height box is of 10. So if I try to change it from 100 to let's say 10, then you will see a little change in here or not. You can see that the size has changed. So let's do it for 10 only. And then this container looks very ugly as of now because it does not have anything, right? So what we will do, first of all, we will wrap it with a new widget. We can call it aspect ratio, so that we don't get this kind of thing here. And now if I just refresh it, it still looks ugly. And then we can wrap it with another widget which we can say align. Okay, and yeah, this is looking better. And now alignment should be so alignment takes and x and y. So for x I will say 0, for y I'll say 0. This looks good, guys. So now what we have to do, this is very ugly still, we have to generate something like this. So the containers are looking good. So if I just give a padding, so let's say if I give the padding between them, then you can see we could generate something like this, but this is in a straight line and we want something zigzag type. So what we can do now, now first of all, to change it, if you will see, the y's value is almost same, so y is not changing, so x is always changing. Okay, y is in the same direction mostly, the alignment, and then we can just move it a little bit. So this alignment means this 0 is gonna be the same. We are gonna change this 0, which means this x. And now because this light will blink in a random time, so we need a random, you can say, random colors in a random duration. Okay, and then what we need is that we need a color as well, which will, like you can see, they all have different colors, and by that I mean is that this will blink, so it will change its color. So what we are gonna do, so this, in this light widget, we are gonna say we will have some, first of all, colors. Okay, and these are gonna be, let's say, final festive colors. So what colors we are gonna support, that's the thing. So festive colors, and we can have colors, let's say first will be red, then we will have green, then we will have orange, then we will have yellow. So these are the colors which we are gonna support. Okay, and then we want few more things. First of all, from center, how it will move. So center is our y-axis, and you know, if you see this particular diagram, then you can see the x is changing. So for that we are gonna ask for the value of x, and this will be given by our generator, so double x we can say. Okay, and then we need a period, like the duration in which the animation will happen, like the color will be changed. So we can say we can need a period which is basically in milliseconds to see, you know, what kind of things are gonna happen. And by default, what will be the color of this widget? So this particular light widget will have some color as well, right? So yes, now I'm gonna just generate a constructor, and yes, it cannot have the const constructor, and so basically what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna receive the x from the constructor, and period and color we can specify here. So for period, I can say first of all, by default it will be at least 500 milliseconds. Okay, so that the blinking can occur. So 500 is minimum time, and then I can multiply it with x with some random number. So we will find the absolute value of x, and we will just multiply it by 4000. Okay, this is just I'm doing so that we can get some value, and then we will find out the floor of it so that we can have an integer. Now for color, we are gonna use one of these colors. So what I'm gonna say we will use festive colors, and then I can use the random function dot next int, and then what is the maximum number? 4. So yes, we need to import this random library dot math. And festive colors it cannot access because it's not static, so we have to make it static as well so that we can access it, and it should be done. Yes, it's fixed. So now, okay, there are some errors that x is null by default, so that's why there's a problem. That is fine. Let's try to do this if that works. Nope, this will not work. Okay, this is fine. Now we have the value of period, which is by default 500 plus some milliseconds. We have a color which is out of these colors, and now we have to perform some animation, right? So I'm just gonna remove this container, and rather than this container, what I'm gonna take TweenAnimationBuilder. Okay, so TweenAnimationBuilder, which means you don't have to use animation controller and all that widget mix in, that single ticket provider mix in. So you to eliminate that, we can directly use TweenAnimationBuilder. And now in the alignment part as well, rather than being 0, because if you see here, nothing is 0, x is not 0, this is the distance from the center. So here we can just say widget dot x. So we will take the value from this x which we are passing already here. Okay guys, and in the TweenAnimationBuilder, now it takes a tween. Okay, so we will do that. First of all, we will give duration because we have already set up the duration part in the periods. So in the milliseconds of it, we can use widget dot period. Okay, and now this is done. Now for the tween, what we need at least one light, so which will be our new light. Every time there will be an old light and a new light, okay, or new color I should say. So we can say new color. By default we will make it white, okay. And what we will do for our tween takes basically many kinds of tween. We are gonna use a color tween because we have to change the colors. So for the beginning of the color, we will take the widget dot color, which means the color which we are getting from here. And then for the ending of the tween, we are gonna say new color. Okay, where is the new color? Okay, this is for the end, so new color. Okay guys, so this is fine. And now for the builder of it, so it takes a context first of all. So for the context, we need the color from this builder, and for widget we don't need anything because we are gonna return our container here, and then we are gonna pass the color from there. Okay, so this is what we have as of now. And guys, one more thing is that there is one more property on end. What will happen once the animation will be done for the first time or for any time? So we are gonna set state and we are gonna change the new color. Okay, so new color will be, we will check if new color is white or not. So if it is white, then we will change it to widget dot color, and if it is not white, then we will make it white, so that we can have some, you know, good animations in terms of white color. So this is light is done, and now it is waiting for us to throw the value of x from here. So now we need to change this offset. This is actually integer, this x. We actually want a double because we are trying to find we have specified it as a double because alignment can be 0.0, so or 1.0, something like that. So we need a double value. So basically it technically means now we need to create our generator. Okay, so basically generator is how we will draw these widgets, or how we will, you know, decide the numbers. So we need to find the value of x. For that we need a generator. Okay guys, so if you will see here, then by default the first two value of x is almost 0, and then it is somewhere around let's say minus 0.1, and then it's 0.2 in positive, then it's minus 0.05, and then it's 0.1 again, so something like that. So it's a zigzag situation. So if you will ask me how we can, so how it's happening, so let me just explain you using my pad. So you know, this is the widget first of all. So if you'll see, this is first widget, let's say first box, and then this is the second box, and then it goes in this direction, let's say this and this, and then it goes in this direction. So this is second, so these are two boxes. Okay, and then there are three boxes here, and then there are three boxes here, and then there are four boxes here, and there are then four boxes here, and then there are five boxes here, then there are five boxes here, and then there are six boxes here, six boxes here. So something like this. So this is a pattern, and every time you will see that this pattern actually it will go beyond this, like something like this. So every time you will see there will be some negative values and there will be some positive values, right? So negative and positive. So if I say by red it means negative, and by blue it means positive, then by red it means negative, and by blue it means positive. So this is how we have to actually generate the numbers, right? So I'll go back, and this time I will write my generator. Okay, so generator is gonna be very simple. So basically we can go here and we can write our generator. So it's gonna be it's gonna be returning an iterable. So iterable, and it will be a double value, right? And we can say generate offsets. Now guys, first of all it will take a count, okay, that how much count will be there, total number of values you want. Okay, and then it also needs an acceleration, like what will be the difference between those values, let's say. Okay, and because it's a generators or and the synchronous one, so we can use sync star. And then I'm also gonna make it static so that we can access it. And then rather than using list.generate here, I'm gonna just say that okay, I need the offsets. I'm gonna use the generate offsets, and this time I'm gonna give it a count. So let's say count is 100 and acceleration is 0.05, and yes, and then I can just say to list drawable is true, and now we looks good. And now let's do a hot restart, and yes, we have just 1 star because right now the value of x is 0, which means it will not generate anything, and because we haven't write anything in our generator yet. So now to write, first of all we will have a x, you can say x value of x will be 0. So as you can see in the picture, the first value is 0, so we will yield it. So when you are using this particular generator, so basically yielding means sending a value back. Okay, so yielding x means by default the first value will always be 0 because x is 0, so we yielded it. And then we will have another value, let's say ax, which will be equal to acceleration. So if acceleration is 0.05, which we have defined here 0.05, then the ax by default the first value of ax will be 0.05. okay, and ax is gonna be changed and this x is gonna be changed later. Now we will have a loop. In this loop, guys, we will have by default I is equal to 0, and then I should be less than the count because we are sending the count, and I plus plus. This is how we write loops, right? And then we will check the value of x will be, we will add it to the value of ax. Okay, so first of all it will be, let's say 0, and let's say ax is 0.05, then the new value of x will be 0.05, and then the value of ax we will always multiply it so that we can generate maximum numbers. Like every time it is once 2, then it will be 4, and then it will be 8, something like that. Okay, so we will multiply it with 1.5 every time, the value of whatever the ax value will be here. And then guys, we have to find that what is the maximum lateral value, and we will find using the min method. So either it can be 1 or it can be I by count. So whatever is the minimum, we will assign the value it to max lateral, and then we will check if x absolute value is greater than this max lateral. Then what we are gonna do, as I told you, there will be 2 kind of value. One will be minus because it's in this order, in the decreasing order. So if you'll see this picture, let me just show you again. So the red ones are minus values, and the yellow the blue ones are the positive values mostly. So so this is how we are gonna calculate it. If you will run it in debug mode, then you will better understand it. So we are gonna say now x value is max lateral, okay, and into the previous x value, so x dot sign we can say, and then ax, the value of acceleration will be either positive or negative. So x is, if it is greater than equal to 0, okay, then it will be minus acceleration, otherwise it will be positive acceleration. Okay guys, and then once it is done, we will yield the value of x again. So once we will yield the value as 0, and after that in a loop we will yield so many values. So now if I just do a hot restart, it should create some values. As you can see, we have a tree, okay, and it's a very very long tree. So guys, it looks good, but I guess so we have done one problem. We have added a padding here, so maybe this is the reason it's not looking how we wanted it. So yeah guys, now you can see this is our Christmas tree now, okay, and now when we are saying happy holidays, it should be having some distance between them. So what we can do here, here we can add some sized box difference, let's say something like this, and then guys, it should work after this, and then we will have another button here after some height. Let's say, okay, we have to add it twice from here as well. Okay, now I'll add one more button here, a raised button, so that we can stop the music as well. So we will add one music here. So text, and I'll say stop, and I'm gonna say on pressed, and we will do something here. So first of all guys, if I do a hot restart, so just wanna show you that this is our Christmas tree. It is looking good. As you can see, there are some changes in the color as well. It is happy holidays, and stop button is also there. Now we will have in the stateful widget, why we actually made it stateful is because we want to have init state where we will play the music. So we will say play music here in this particular method, and then we can have a dispose as well, so that we can dispose things here. So in the play music, I'm gonna make this method here quickly, play music. It will be a synchronous method. And guys, we are gonna have few things. Let's say we will have a audio player, where we can say audio player. We will have a audio cache. We will say it audio cache to play our local audio files. So we can say something like this, and in the play option I can just say the audio player is equal to, and we have crashed the app somehow. Okay, that's fine. And we can just say audio cache dot loop. In loop we want to play our file, which is not jungle, it's jingle.mp3. And once we will have this audio player, we can actually dispose this here, and then what we can do, we can also stop it here. So audio player dot stop. Okay, now guys, I'm gonna run it for the one more time, and it should play our music as well with this tree. So I hope you understand this particular concept, how you can use generators, how you can use TweenAnimationBuilder, and lot of the stuff to make this Christmas tree. Again, there is final thanks to Jeremiah again for sharing stuff. And also guys, you can do a lot of other things with this particular source code. You can do you can try different value iterations, and maybe you will see some different results. You can have your own creativity to this particular tree. And now it will work. I hope so. It should work, and we should hear something now. Yes. So as you can see, this is our tree, and our sound is also working.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh.
Thank you so much guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Please like, share, subscribe the channel, and yes, I'll see you in the next video. Press the bell icon to get future updates, and bye bye, take care, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.